Every startup founders knows about technical debt. Every CTO warns about it planning meetings. Every investor asks about it during due diligence. But there's another kind of debt destroying Web3 startups right now. Silently, without warning, without dashboards, without second chances, it's called security debt. An unlikely technical debt. You don't get time to reflect it and react to it. This is Rahul Kumar, subject matter expert at SecureDApp, and today we are talking about the most dangerous risk in Web3, the one almost no one is preparing for, the invisible killers that's already counting down in your protocol. Here's what makes security debt so terrifying. It doesn't crash your protocol on day one, it doesn't show up during demos, it doesn't stop your launch, it doesn't trigger any alarms. In fact, everything looks perfect. Users onboard smoothly, TVL grows exponentially, your community expands, investors gets excited, media covers your launch, you are winning. And then one day, one transaction, one block, one carefully crafted exploit, everything collapses. Not because your idea was bad, not because your team wasn't smart enough, and not because you didn't work hard enough, but because security debt finally came due. And in Web3, when the bill arrives, it arrives all at once, with interest measured in millions of dollars and a deadline measured in just seconds. Let me define this precisely. Security debt is the accumulated risk you take on when security decisions are postponed, minimized, or treated as just as a checkbox. It's not just because of bugs, it's deeper than that. Security debt is created when planning phase and the planning phase our threat modeling is skipped because we need to ship fast. Security architecture decisions are postponed. Access control patterns are copied without understanding it. We talk about development phase. Audits are rushed to meet launch deadlines. Edge cases are marked as nice to have and forgotten. Complex investigations are added without security review. Thirdly, in post launch phase, monitoring is postponed because everything seems fine. Assumptions are never challenged or revalidated. Security updates are delayed for feature partiality. Just like financial debt, security debt compounds. The longer it exists, the harder it becomes to pay off, and the more catastrophic the consequences. But here's what makes it worse than financial debt. With financial debt, you get payment plans. With security debt, you get exploited, and there's no negotiation, no restructuring, no bankruptcy protection, just total loss. Let me show you the three most common ways teams accidentally build security debt in their foundation. This is most common trap and I understand why it happens. Founders are under crushing pressure. Deadlines from investors, funding round dependencies, competition, launching first, community demanding features, market window closing. So security becomes tomorrow's problem. Let's just get to the main thing. We'll do a proper audit after we have a traction. Nobody is going to attack us when we are small. But here's the brutal truth. Every shortcut you take today becomes an attack surface for tomorrow. And attackers don't care about your TVL. They test every protocol, small or large, because they are not just looking for a quick win today. They are building their exploit library for when you do have millions locked. The vulnerability they find at $100,000 TVL, they execute it at $10 million TVL. By then, you have forgotten it even existed. You are innovating, moving fast, adding features. In a week 1, you are staking, week 2, lending, week 3, governance, week 4, cross chain bridge, week 5, leverage trading. Your community loves it. Your investors loves it. Your competitors are jealous. But here's the problem. Security doesn't magically scale with features. Every new functions adds complexity. Each dependencies adds attack surface. Each integration adds trust assumptions, and each upgrade changes security properties. If your security review process isn't evolving at the same pace as your feature velocity, you are not innovating. You are accumulating risk. It's like building floors on the skyscrapers without checking if the foundation can support the weight. Everything seems fine until it collapses. This might be the most dangerous myth in Web3, and I see it everywhere. Team spends $50,000 to $200,000 on an audit. They get a PDF, they fix the critical issues, then they put a badge on their websites, audited top firm, and then they stop thinking about security. But here's what the audit actually is: a snapshot of your code on one specific day. That's it. Your protocol after the audit gets upgraded 6 times, adds new integrations, changes economic parameters, adjusts governance logic, connects to new protocol. Meanwhile, attack techniques evolve, new vulnerability pattern emerge, market condition shifts, your attack surface grows. That audit from 6 months ago, it's outdated. The moment you deploy your next upgrade, your teams rely on it for monthly, sometimes years. That's widening gap between your current state and your last security review. And that security debt accumulating silently like compound interest on a loan you forgot you took out. Now let's talk about what happens when security debt comes due. Because it's not just about losing funds, it's about losing everything. The cascade effect. Phase 1, the exploit your protocol gets drained $5 million, $20 million, maybe more. In phase 2, trust evaporates. Is user withdraw remaining funds immediately, your TVL drops to zero in hours. In phase 3, the partnerships collapses. Every integration partner removes you, nobody wants the liability. In phase 4, regularity scrutiny. Governance agencies start asking questions, lawyers gets involved. In phase 5, investor fight. Your VCs distance themselves, future funding becomes impossible. In phase 6, team exodus, top engineers leaves, reputation damaged, career risks too high. And in phase 7, the death spiral, protocol shuts down, company dissolve, years of work erased. And I've watched this happen. Not to bad teams, not to a lazy developers, to strong, talented, hard-working teams who build something genuinely innovative. But one exploit, one preventable, erased years of work overnight. Real examples are like Poly Network, the $600 million stolen, strong team audited code, security depth in privilege management, and in one on Wormhole, where $325 million lost. Well funded, experienced team, security depth in signature verification. These weren't amateurs, they were security depth casualties. And let's move on to the next section: why security depth is hard to see. Security depth is a very perfect invisible killer. It hides in plain sight, it doesn't break things immediately. Your test pass, your audits shows green check marks, your transactions execute successfully, your metrics look healthy, everything appears secure. But it hides behind working codes that's never been stress tested, passing tests that don't cover edge causes, successful audits that are 6 months outdated, normal looking transactions that are reconciled. But attackers, they see what you don't. They see patterns in your transaction history, they see assumptions in your access controls, they see timing flaws in your update mechanisms, they see logic gaps in your integration points, they see dependency risk you have never considered. They are reading your code right now, testing it in private forks, waiting for the perfect moment. Security depth isn't obvious until it's catastrophic. By the time you see it, it's too late to fix it. Alright, enough doom and gloom. The good news is security depth is preventable and it's reversible too. The solution isn't slowing down innovations, it's building security into your workflow as a continuous practice. Here's the framework that actually works. Number one, shift security left. Deal with security risks before they make it to the production. Tools like Solidi-shield analyze your code as you write it. They identify your logic flows in complex functions, attacks paths through your contract integration, risky assumption in your economic models, edge cases that breaks under extreme conditions. This is about preventing security debt, not paying it off later. Catch vulnerabilities when they are easy to fix during development, not when they are expensive to fix after exploit. Secondly, continuous auditing. Stop treating audit as one-time events. With Audit Express, security reviews happens continuously. Before every major upgrade, every integration change, when new attack vectors emerge as your protocol evolves. This keeps your security posture aligned with your current code. No more gaps, no more outdated snapshots. Your security documentation stays current with your actual deployed state, and it will stay forever. And thirdly, real-time monitoring. Most exploits happens after launch, not during development, because attackers test your protocol in the real world. They probe your limits, they test your assumptions, they look for behavioral anomalies, and in Secure Watch it monitors your deployed protocol 24 into 7, where on-chain behavior patterns, pool activity anomalies, suspicious transaction sequences, exploit signature detection, and even economic attack indicators. The moment something looks wrong, you know immediately. Not hours later, not tomorrow, immediately. Because in Web3, every second counts. And fourth, rapid incident response. Even with a perfect prevention, you need a response plan. When something goes wrong, Secure Trace helps you understand exactly what happens, trace attackers' wallet movements, identify the vulnerability exploits, respond with the precision, and when security becomes continuous, integrated into every phase of your protocol lifecycle, security debt stops accumulating. You are not playing catch up anymore, you are staying ahead. And that is a big point. Let me leave you with this. Web3 startups don't fall because they move too fast. They fall because they move fast without protection. And in security depth is silent, it's patient, it's invisible, and it's absolutely unforgiving. But the earlier you address it, the stronger your protocol becomes, the most trust you have built, the longer you will survive. And security depth isn't inevitable, it's a choice. You can choose to accumulate it and pay the ultimate price later, or you can choose to eliminate it and build something that lasts. So ask yourself right now, what security depth I am accumulating today, and what assumptions haven't I challenged. We have created a free security depth assessment specific. What we have created a free security depth assessment specifically for the Web3 protocols, 20 to 20 minutes, 20 questions and all. So visit our SecureDApp.io link, which is on the descriptions, because in Web3 depth always gets collected. The only question is, will you pay it on your terms or on the attackers? So this was Rahul Kumar from SecureDApp. Stay protective, stay secure, and build like our attackers are already watching, because they are watching.